What is Escape from Tarkov?
В Норвежской области после эвакуации населения до сих пор сохраняется напряженная обстановка. На блокированных территориях повсеместно орудуют банды мародеров, а в районе Таркова активизировали свою деятельность частные военные компании. Среди них западные ЧВК, представляющие интересы международной корпорации Terra Group, а также, по некоторым данным, российская частная военная компания BR. Присутствие последней в неспокойном регионе по-прежнему не подтверждается российскими официальными властями.
Товарищи спецназеры, вылет нашей группы в 23:50.
Берите все, что унесете. Прогулка может затянуться.
Командир, почему мы не можем просто зачистить этот долбанный Тарков?
Объясняю для непонятных. Потому что локальный конфликт Кремля и терроргрупп еще не повод для общевойсковой операции внутри нашей страны.
What is Escape from Tarkov? I will try in very short time, as brief as I can, as explanatory as I can. I even made some notes to try and keep this as short and as brief for all of you who are very interested in the game or who want to know about the game and have been asking me about what is this game. We need some context, we need some story, we need to know what we're watching. I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible for you to understand. It's a very difficult game. It requires a lot of time. It requires a lot of knowledge, experience, and it's been taken. It hijacked my life for the past 2.5 months. I have more hours in this game than everything else I've been doing combined. Let's get right into it, shall we? Let me just turn this on in the background so you guys can... Right. So, Escape from Tarkov is a PvPvE kind of game. You will be facing other players, you will be facing the AI, and you will be doing it in the same time. It is a first-person shooter game that has multiple different layers, but 2 or 3 are like very important and do not work without each other. One is, of course, the actual combat, where you go into the raid. They call it raids, not just a battle or something. You will realize why. And one aspect is when you go back home, you have to make Tarkov your home. Nobody leaves Tarkov, and I'll explain shortly why. They call it a hideout, where you build your hideout, you trade with the various dealers you meet, you do missions for them, you get goodies, all the goods you're gonna need. You're gonna be able to either buy or sell or trade with them or other players. You'll be able to find it in the actual battlefield, and you have to stay alive. Now, that said, it's a bit funny when you say you have to stay alive, because dying is a major part of this game. Even the top best players in this game die almost as much as they survive. If you have a mindset, I'm gonna get in this game and I'm gonna kick some ass, no you won't. I don't care who you are and who do you think you are. You're gonna get into the game and the game is gonna whoop your ass and turn you upside down. It's gonna be like Hulk grabbed the Loki and you're not gonna know what's going on. The game is extremely hard. It has a very steep learning curve. It's not easy. Just learning the maps is gonna be challenging. Now, you will need to manage your equipment, your weapons, ammo, gear, food and water, inventory, and your own hideout. You will be facing AI scavs, you will be facing bosses, you will be facing their guards, you will be facing raiders, you will be facing PMCs or private military contractors, and which are basically you, the players, and the player scavs. Any one of these can end you in a heartbeat. Some of them are very good at what they do. Some of them are a bit more potato at what they do, but every single one of them can literally take you out just, sorry, wrong hand, just like that if you don't take it serious enough. If you let your guard down even for a second, it's gonna backfire so hard, it's gonna hurt. There are no limitations to how much time you're willing to spend in your hideout to prepare yourself for the actual combat. The actual combat does have the limitations. Every map, because currently there's a certain amount of maps, every map has the time that you need to spend inside. From the moment you start, you have a timer when you need to leave the actual map. If you don't leave the map on time, you go MIA, missing in action. You and everything you had on you is gone. You can't be found. It's like you're dead. That's really the last thing you want. It's basically equal. It's even worse in certain aspect than getting killed. Eventually, the plan for this game, there's not going to be maps. It's going to be one big open world map where everybody's going to be interacting with each other, because currently you have these maps where you have times and a certain amount of players can be on each map at a certain time, and they try to balance it that you have enough action and enough time to do the looting, the searching, the objectives, and everything you need to do. Eventually this is going to be a much bigger project. It's going to be much better and much more crazy. The actual story, if you're interested in what this game is about, I will leave the links in the video info below. I absolutely advise you to go check it out. It's what you're watching right now in the background. They call it Escape from Tarkov raid episodes. There's currently 4 episodes out. The 5th one is on the way. They are exceptionally well made, not like that Hollywood crap. I watched them multiple times and I could watch them again. They are very, very well made, and they will give you some info and some parts of the story. It's an ongoing story. It hasn't been finished yet. They're still working on it and producing new content, so we don't know everything. We know a certain bits. If you watch the episodes, which I will once again leave the link, you will get the idea. In short, a Terra group, which is some evil corporation, has made something in some city, which is Tarkov, and they're trying to shut everybody off, that nobody knows what's going on. The Bear, which are the Russian private military contractors, which is kind of the good guys, the protagonists of the story, they're trying to get in to find out what the hell is going on. They lose contact with one of their groups, and now they're sending the rescue. And these guys have to go through hell and back to get any information on their comrades and what's going on. The Terra group has also employed the USEC, which are the Westerners, to keep Bear, which are the Russians, away from the information and whatever the hell they're cooking in the labs and whatever the hell is actually going on. It's, like I said, it's a very hard game, very, very awesome, and it's got various different layers that you will need to master. Exploring the map, finding objectives, completing them, taking out enemies, looting, and finally locating your extraction and leaving successfully. When you do return to your hideout, which is basically your home, your base, you will have to manage what you brought back and prepare yourself for the next trade. You can buy, sell, trade, and all that stuff. On a level 10, your character will be leveling up. Every time you level up, more dealers will show up with more missions, crazier missions. Some missions are really, really hard, like really hard, disgustingly hard. And you will have to do them on various different maps. The game is going to literally force you to play with worst weapons and worst gear and manage to take care of yourself. There's no bypassing stuff if you want to do the missions. And currently the missions are what's keeping you going. Eventually, there's going to be the story, and they're going to change a lot of things in the way that you're actually focusing your gameplay on. But currently, this is what's up. You will basically be forced to pretty much learn every map, almost, well, not every weapon, but all sorts of weapons. If you like sniping, great. You're gonna have a lot of fun trying to do some sniping missions. And if you don't like brawling, bad for you. You're gonna be forced to do some crazy brawls. If you like brawling and you don't like sniping, again, sucks to be you. You will have to master both. Game is really tough. You can build, craft, trade, buy, sell just about anything if you meet certain conditions. You know, to make yourself and your life easier. XP gets you more missions and reputation with dealers that will get you more stuff. Items will get you money that you can then buy, sell, trade to get more stuff that you need. Level 10 is a very crucial part of this game. You can do it in a couple of days if you play, but it will probably take you a week or two if you're not playing like a lot. Because it unlocks what they call the flea market, which is basically a bazaar where you directly trade with everybody that's playing the game, and you get to dictate the price and the cost. So, without any further ado, I think I gave you as much information as I could. I think I told you and explained to you in a very a simple, I hope, way that you can understand. I will now just take you to the actual main menu of the game to show you how everything looks like in the actual game, and then we will conclude with just one really short, brief moment of a little fight that I actually had today, which is one of the most insane fights that I've ever had so far in the game. It's gonna be coming up on the in the video on the YouTube later. I will let you know the first one. Let's get into the actual game. This is the game. This is how the menu is going to greet you. Yes, the game is still in beta. It's like a pre-release. If you want to buy the game, you can do it on their official site. If you go to Escape from Tarkov here, it will basically ask you, what do you want to play with? This is the PMCs. You will be asked to choose a faction. The USEC, which are the Westerners, or Bear, which are the Russians. Currently, there's no difference besides the actual look in which language you will be talking, because you can shout at each other in the actual battle, which is part of what I'm going to show you, and it's pretty funny. Because you can be a loudmouth and then get your face put in the dirt. And that's it. But eventually there will be a difference in which skills will be allowed for USEC to have that are not going to be the same as Bear. Or you can be the Scav. Something that a lot of players viewers have actually asked me is, what's the difference between a Scav and a player? The PMCs, whether you're a Bear or a USEC, you're the players. You have your missions, you're doing your stuff. You will be facing each other. You will be facing Scavs, Raiders, bosses, their guards, and you will be also facing other player Scavs. Now, this Tarkov is a city that's been pretty much abandoned by any civilian so far. The only ones that are left are hostile. They're either your buddies, if you're USEC, for example, or they're your buddies if you're Bear, and you're gonna be facing each other, or scavengers, short for scavs. These guys are armed. They're basically like mobsters. They're just running around and shooting everybody and looting. They're looters and scavengers. They're trying to profit from this whole huge mess and war that's been going on. They're mostly AI, but there are player scavs as well. How to differentiate the two is not going to be easy at the beginning. You're going to have to play the game and monitor their movements to pretty much understand, oh, that's actually a player scav. If you do play as a player scav, all the scavs on the map are friendly to you instead of the boss. The boss will smell you out and murder you, or at least I've been told. Unless you hit and shoot to kill, whatever, a scav, then the scavs that are around are going to see it and they're going to be aggressive towards you. If you're a player, everybody's hostile. Unless you're playing in a squad. Speaking of squads, you can play alone. You can play in a squad of 2, 3, 4, and 5 so far. Playing in a squad is just as challenging as playing alone, because you will very often end up shooting each other if you're not careful, because there are no UI indications. There's no pop-up of a name or blue or green letters that are telling you that's a friendly. You have no idea. Your friend goes around the corner, you hear gunshots, you better be ready to pop the bullet in the head of the very thing that comes back. You need to be on the comms with your friends. You need to ask them, dude, are you alive? Are you okay? And he's like, no, I just got killed. You know that the first thing that comes out of that corner, you're putting lead into it. Or it could be the other way around. It's a very, very unforgiving game. Now, we're not going to be going into the actual battle. We're going to be going to the character. You have the overall statistics. You have your gear. You have your health. As you can see, each part of your body has a different health. When you get shot here or here and this goes down, you're dead. Everything else shuts down. You have various different skills that you're going to be leveling up. As you can see on the bottom, a lot of them are not active yet. They're going to become. Maps. Maps are actually not part of the game yet. There are maps. I don't own them because I don't like them. I will be leaving a link to that too. You use Escape from Tarkov Wiki maps. They have all the maps listed there. You're gonna have to have them on a second monitor, on a phone, on a tablet. You print them out. Whatever you do, if you're gonna play this game, rule number 1, learn the maps. Always have them open. And you have your tasks. Here, you have the task listed that you have to actually do to do some stuff. This is basically, when you go back from the raid, this is the screen you will spend the most amount of time looking at. This is what you currently have on you right now, like actually wearing. This is where your tactical rig and the backpack goes, your pockets. The pouch container, for me it's a gamma container, is a container that anything you go into the battle with, regardless if you die or not, when you come back, whatever is in here comes back with you. Everything else gets lost if you're dead. And then you have a bunch of containers where you're gonna have to learn how to control, how to manage them, because they can have a lot of things, from magazines, bullets, weapons, ammo, food and water, pistol cases, dog tag cases, and a lot of stuff. Very quickly, I've assembled a little, I picked up a little kit that I will be probably taking again into dorms. You put the mask over your face because it lowers the brightness of your skin. You put a helmet. You put the headgear. Now, people may be wondering, what the hell are you bringing a headgear in a first-person shooter for? The headgear, the headset, is there to amplify the sounds that are important, like gunfire, footsteps, reloading the magazine, dropping a grenade, like everything that's important for you to hear, the headsets will amplify. Anything that's not important, like rain, wind, and whatever, the headsets are gonna deafen. So you will definitely have an advantage in the battle if you're wearing a headset against an opponent that doesn't wear a headset. You will hear him before he hears you. You put an armor on, you can do it just like this. You can just drag it. You put the rig on, you take a backpack, you take a weapon, which in this case is an AK-74M. You load it with a 60 round mag, you take a spare mag, I have another spare mag in my pouch, you take the meds. Bandage stops light bleeding. Hemostat stops heavy bleeding. Splint, if you break your arm or leg, it will basically correct it. IFAK will heal you. Painkillers, they basically act as, if you lose your leg or your arm or you're coughing, you're really screwed up and you're loud, you take the painkillers, after a few seconds they take effect, and you're gonna look like new. You're still gonna be screwed up, but your character won't be feeling the side effects. So for example, if you got your leg screwed and you can't run, you're limping, you take the painkillers, suddenly you can run, but you're taking damage, you're pretty loud, but at least you'll be able to move in a fight. We take a couple of frags, and now we're pretty much combat ready. We got everything we need in the firefight, and on we go, basically. One very important part about this game is, when it comes to the inventory management, you can manage your weapon. Like, this is the weapon that I literally bought and assembled right before this video. I decided that this is gonna be, like, which gas tube I'm gonna have, which handguard I'm gonna have, which which grip I'm gonna have. You can see the statistics here, the vertical, the horizontal recoil. I always focus primarily on those two. You can also focus on ergonomics. Some people prefer one, some people prefer the other. Now I would love to be able to actually bugger off from this. There we go. Which sights I'm gonna have, or am I gonna have a scope? Which compensator? Light, laser, stock, tubes, pistol grip, the charge handle, everything. Everything has its little statistics that you can open. Well, actually you can't open it here, but if you like, I don't know, you take this grip, you can mouse over, you can see the statistics changing here. I can mouse over any other and it will tell me what are the benefits or the opposites are to the one that I'm currently having. Equipping your weapon the way that you like is very important. Not super early, you won't be doing this. You won't know what the hell you're doing. You don't know what's better. You don't have most of the modules available to you. But it is important. Then you have your armors. They have statistics. Then you have your bullets. Your bullets are very important. In this game, unlike many other games, it comes down to more what bullets you're using than what weapon you're using. The weapon is going to be about stability, about which range you're going to use it on, how quick and how fast are you going to be in handling it. But the bullets are what really matters. The bullets are the ones that are going to be interacting with your opponent. And if you have a bad bullet, you can hit him 10 times and do basically no damage because he has such a stiff armor that your bullets are just not doing anything. There's blunt damage and stuff like that, but most of the time, if you have a proper bullet and you hit him, you can kill him. If you have crap bullet, there's a good chance you're not gonna kill him. Now, for example, here, I go with the first mag of Igolnik, which is literally the best 545x39 ammunition. It will penetrate any armor pretty much. So that's my first. My second mag is BS ammo, and then I have another mag of Igolnik, or 7N39 in my Gamma. I will also leave the link to, where is it? To this, down below the video. It is No Food After Midnight's ammo chart, which from what I've heard is pretty accurate and pretty good. It will show you every bullet in the game, how it interacts with armor. So 545x39, BS ammo, it will penetrate level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If it's a 6, it's the best it gets. It will penetrate 5 levels of armor with no problem, and it will struggle a bit against level 6 armors. But if you go 7N39, which is the Igolnik, you will penetrate all 6 with no problem. There's no armor that's going to stop these bullets. You can see the damage, you can see the penetration. The higher the pen, the lower the damage. The higher the damage, the lower the pen. You kind of have to balance between the two. I will leave the links for all this below. I really hope this helped a bit. I will be making more videos, and I have already made videos on this game. This is already 23 minutes. I want it to be like 15. And that said, I will literally leave you with the last 2 minutes of just the beginning of a fight in a very dark, very scary place on a very crazy map. I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope you enjoyed the game and the videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will now leave you with this last part. That's a wrong one. This one. Here we go. One last thing. The game is going to look hell of a lot more pixelated on the video, especially video of a video, than it actually is in the game. Twitch and YouTube struggle a bit when it comes to pixelization with this game. You think we're first? Oh yeah, let me just go here real quick so you guys can actually see, no problem. Well, here.
What is your fucking problem?
Oh shit, we're not first. He's geared, dude. He's very geared.
You were gonna pay for this bullshit!
He was a loudmouth. Fuck you, bitch. It was a pleasure taking him down. But this is only the beginning. Oh, we're fucked now. If you want to see the continuation of that, you're gonna have to wait until I actually make the video out of it. It was probably my best, if not one of the best, then the best game with a questionable ending. I found myself in between so many teams and so many players, right where you saw me, all alone. It was insane. I hope the video was enjoying. Pleasure to watch. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy and if you want to hang out more, you can check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv, Flambus. If you want to watch more videos, search them on my YouTube. And if you find this useful and enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. It means the world. It's been a pleasure. I hope this was useful. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of the day.